Hi, my name is Janice. I'm a fitness instructor and a yoga therapist. And today I'd like to introduce you to the wall. And so walls are great props. Everybody has one at their house. You can use them for some great strength training. So the first thing we're going to work with is hip hinging and working with the idea of bending from the hip crease rather than rounding the lower back. And so I'm going to start with my feet a little farther away from the wall. Everybody's different when you're just experimenting depending on your height and the length of your legs. So if I bend the knees a little bit, think of hinging at the hip crease. So there's no rounding in my back. I'm hinging just to a comfortable range of motion. Then I'm going to shift my weight into the heels and kind of stick my bum back, making gentle contact with the wall. So it's kind of like kissing the wall with your sit bones. And then I'll come up from there. So a couple things that will happen if people are too close to the wall, you'll be in a fairly low squat. If you're too far away, you'll end up kind of falling into the wall. We want to avoid that. So take some time to just find the right position. Feet are hip width apart, bend the knees, hinging at the hip, shifting your weight into the sit bones and to the heels, and there you are. So you've got my contact with the wall, and you can try that a few times just to get comfortable with the idea of shifting your weight into your heels. What's also helpful with this is if you're shifting your weight back as you bend your knees, your knee and your ankle are going to stack over each other. And this is a helpful supportive position for the knee rather than having your knees over your toes. So that's something we want to try to avoid if we can. So once you've practiced that little hinge and you find that position here, then as the hands come back to the wall and you slowly come up, you'll notice that I'm sort of in maybe a 20 degree squat here. Something fairly easy I could maintain. If I want to go further, I could just lower down. I could go as far down as I would like to go. Okay? So here I am trying to kind of think of gathering my navel towards my spine a little bit. So I'm pretty snug up against the wall with most of my back. There's not a lot of an arch in my spine here. I'm encouraging the back of the head to make contact with the wall. For some bodies, this will not happen. The head might be here, and that's okay. Encouraging the back of the head to make contact with the wall. But if it's floating, that's better than this. So we want to avoid neck extension, more about lengthening the back of the neck. Now, very quickly in this position, you're going to start to feel your quadriceps working and your legs are doing a lot of the work here. When you decide you're ready to come out, when your legs start to get jello-y or shaky or you need a break, sometimes I'll see people just start to slide and the eyes get big. So your out is always to hinge forward and push yourself out of the wall. So that's the way out. This is a great practice if going up and down in squats is really aggravating for a knee injury, but you're still wanting to create some strength and support for your knees. So this is essentially a great one if you have weakness around their knees or an old injury. So I'm going to try it again, and I'm going to stay there and give you some arm options to encourage a little bit of upper body posture. So again, I'm going to bend the knees, I'm going to hinge at the hip, and shift my weight into my sit bones, stick my bum back, way back, make contact with the wall. Hands on the sides of the wall, slowly sliding up. And then just seeing if I can think of lengthening the back body to connect to the wall. And then I can walk my feet out as far as I need to go. I've got an ankle over knee alignment, long back of the neck. And then I might even bring the hands to the heart center. Might do a little opening and closing, a little up and down. Yeah. And you could kind of try this 2-3 times. Yeah. Just to get a little bit of movement in the upper body. Open, close, and up and down. Good. Keeping in mind that when you're ready to come out, hands on the wall, hinging a little forward, pushing into the wall to come out. And then there's one more additional practice you might want to try. And this might be something you work towards. It might be something you decide you never want to try. And so this is working with one leg strength. So similar idea, bend the knees, hinging, shift the weight. Bum makes contact with the wall. Got nice knee over ankle alignment. Hands on the sides, coming up. Seeing if I can kind of lengthen the back of the tailbone or the back body to make more contact with the wall with most of my spine. And then I'll get comfortable here and I'll notice. You might even have to experiment with the width of your feet as you do this. So you just start with lifting one heel and then just seeing if the leg can extend. And for some bodies, this is just not comfortable. And if it isn't manageable, it's causing any aggravation of pain, obviously you can leave it out. But you can do some leg extension. So we're adding extra load to that standing leg and a little bit of movement for the moving knee. So you can try that with both legs. Yeah, good. And then taking a moment when you're ready as you come forward, hinging and coming up. Yeah, shake out the legs. All right, so that's a great little lower body workout. You can do as many as you choose to. Even just a couple times a day is going to help to maintain the strength of the quadricep muscle, which supports your knee.